Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks, and we are back working on our carrier once again, and we're going to be working on a little bit of the interior here on this one. So we have gone ahead and we've worked on the cargo bay a little bit. We've done this kind of forward-ish area. We worked on the mess hall a little bit, but I do want to get kind of like a traditional seating area, kind of like you would see on a normal passenger plane. I don't want to make it overwhelmingly large, but I do want to just have like a section of the plane that has a lot of passenger seating. So that is basically what we're going to be working on in this first half of the episode. And then we'll move on and we'll do some other detailing a little bit later on down the road. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what we got in store for today's episode. So probably going to be a pretty slow-paced one, but that's all right. We're just going to have some fun with it, and we're just going to work on filling out the interior of the carrier. Now, I know a lot of you are probably pretty curious about the build challenge submissions, and I'm working on it, guys. I'm gonna try to get this video done, but you guys gotta give me a little bit of time. Just I'm a pretty busy guy these days, unfortunately. I wish I had more time, but it'll probably be a week or two before I do all of the build or the build challenge video. But I will. I'll definitely let you all know when that's coming out, and it probably won't be like a regular upload. I'll probably upload it on like a Sunday morning or something like that. So it won't be part of the regular schedule. I'll make sure that that's not like the one of the two videos that you guys get for that week. So you guys will get 3 videos. But yeah, anyways, sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on about. Give me a little bit of time. Me and the mods did look at all of them. We have voted on all of them. Now I know I haven't really talked about how that all went down, but basically me and the mods downloaded all of the creations and we voted on them separately together, and the mods, basically they were not allowed to vote on their own creation, and then we took the average of the votes and we ranked all of the creations. So I will probably show off in depth probably only 10 to 15 vehicles, but I will try to show most of the vehicles in the video. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on some of the ones that did not score higher. So I do apologize, but I don't have the time, guys. I mean, I spent over 12 hours on the last challenge video, and that was way less submissions. So we have, I think, 36 submissions, something like that. So I can't like play and record for half an hour with every single one of those. Like, that's just insanity. So I'm going to check them out, but I'm not going to actually fly with all of them. We'll go in depth with the ones that got voted on higher, and then I will make a collection for all of that. So you guys do have a collection that you can go check out and download all of the vehicles a lot easier once the flying carrier is posted to the workshop. And that's going to lead me to the next kind of subject. Guys, I've been getting so many questions as to when this is coming out, when is this coming out, when is this coming out. The OGs know I'm not going to answer that question. Quite frankly, I actually find that question very annoying, especially at the quantity that I'm getting them. I'm not going to answer the question. Also, it doesn't really matter what I say because I'm the guy that posts it. So if I don't post it, then you can't play with it. So I'm not going to abandon the project. It just, like, please stop asking when this is going to come out. I don't know when any of my stuff comes out. It comes out when it comes out. It comes out when I feel like I'm done with it. I just build until I feel like I'm done with things. So it's not like I'm going down a checklist and saying, all right, well, we're good to go. Like, I build until I feel like I'm done with it. So it's very hard to predict. I don't have a date. I don't shoot for dates. Don't really try to rush myself or anything like that. So I don't know. Please stop asking. Don't ask me. Don't ask the mods. But if you guys do want, I pull this thing out in multiplayer all the time. So if you're in the Discord, just hop in Discord with us. We play with this thing a lot. We play with a lot of my other creations that are work in progress a lot. If you guys want to get more up to speed with that and better updates and kind of get it like a sneak peek as to where the build's going, check out the Discord. But I don't know when this is going to be posted. I'm not going to abandon the project. I'll let you guys know when I get it posted, but it'll be a while. I promise you, it'll be a while. So you're probably talking, if I'm being honest, probably at least a month, maybe 2. So just give me some time, and we'll get a better idea for when it's going to get posted when it gets a little bit more done. But anyways, I'm going to quit ranting because that was a little ranty, so I'm sorry. But we are going to get right into the build with this one. So I'm going to throw one of the time lapse, or I'm going to throw the time lapse on, throw some music on, and we're going to get some building done. And I will talk to you guys in just a moment. All right. Well, we got the upstairs done, and we'll show that off a little bit later. But for now, I have moved downstairs, as you guys can see, and I am working on a medical bed, and not really just, I don't know. It's for this entire room. There's going to be a few of them. There is going to be a med bay. It is a little silly because we're on a flying plane, which is not the easiest to get people on and off of. So I'm not putting a ton of space and effort into this. We're just going to give it a couple beds just in case. That way you can definitely patch people up if you need to. But again, it's not going to be like a flying hospital. It's just more of a necessity thing. You get back to the plane, you're injured, you're somehow, something like that. Who knows? Whatever. We're not going to overthink it. But anyways, it'll be useful, especially if you guys want to do missions with it or role play. Good little area just to go heal up, and this also is a nice place that we can go ahead and stick a bunch of like defibrillators, med packs, that kind of thing. So it's not really going to put a ton of effort into this, and I know I've talked about this in a couple of the other episodes, guys. You'll notice, so I'm using a lot less paint blocks than I normally do, and that is just because I'm trying to keep the file size down. So we will try to add more paint blocks down the road once we get basically the ship, or I keep calling it a ship. It's kind of a force I have it, but basically when we get the plane done, we'll go back and we'll detail it up once more, just a nice little polish over. I might create like a multiplayer friendly version of this just because I feel like that would be a hot commodity. We'll see. I don't know. Couple ideas, not really the end of the world. It's not like a very complex build, the plane. It's just big. And so that kind of makes it sound and seem intimidating, but there's really not that much going on. We only have 2 engines. We've got 2 different fuel tanks. I mean, the hard points in the flying carrier, that aspect of it's a little bit more complex, but really there's not that many features in it other than, the nav or the nav table and all of that. So it's not super hard for me to mod it, but it's been performing quite well in multiplayer, at least in my experience. So I don't know, we'll see. I know I made a couple versions of the micro carrier. I have a feeling that this will probably be a pretty popular creation, just like that was. So I don't know, we could mess around with different variations of this carrier, but I would also have to kind of get some suggestions for that, because I don't know what you guys would even want if I made different variants, other than, maybe just like a gutted version that's better for multiplayer. But other than that, really it's a pretty simple creation, so it's not super laggy. It's not like the micro carrier where we've just got like junk going everywhere. There's not turrets everywhere. There's not targeting systems. There's not radars. There's not sonars. There's a lot less stuff going on, and there's also a lot less physics bodies going on. So it does. It's a lot bigger than the micro carrier, but it does perform better than the micro carrier. I generally can get 62 TPS with this thing pretty easily. I know I am on a newer computer, but I haven't really seen any of the other people in multiplayer complain too much about this thing just absolutely tanking their game. So I think it should be fine. And at this point, honestly, I'm at a good point where I've got a good chunk of the plane done. So I'm pretty hopeful that it won't be too bad performance-wise. And we're just doing a couple finishing touches here. This episode probably will be a little bit longer, but I've got some live gameplay towards the end that, not really live gameplay, but just kind of showing off the aircraft in the actual world, kind of what we usually do. But that's a little bit longer in this episode because I actually wanted to get in the air and walk around and kind of show you guys what's going on so far. So we got that to look forward to. I'm just going to fill this back wall with some equipment before we spawn this thing in the real world. Just get a load of med packs, a couple defibs, and I think that should be more or less good enough with the equipment. The only other things we really got to add to this room is a heater, and then I'm going to add a sink real quick just because we can. And I have the water pipe right here, so why not? So we'll throw a sink in, and then I'll add a heater and some lights, and we'll spawn this bad boy into the overworld, and we'll get it flying and kind of check out all of the stuff that we've done so far. And again, we're not going to go crazy with the detailing in here. The water pipe was right there, so we might as well add a sink. Plus, there would be a sink in here. You need to wash your hands, silly, and wash your hands, kids. But anyways, we'll just add that in real quick, and I'm gonna get away from that door frame. We'll just make that simple, whatever. Don't need to get complex in here. Honestly, people will probably just be a quick in and out, grab a med pack and leave. I can't really imagine people doing too many rescue missions with the flying carrier, but I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I'm sure somebody will. But that because of that, I'm not gonna. Again, we're not gonna care too much about the medical facility in here. This is more just for filling the space and making it feel a little bit more real. Also, I can imagine doing surgery in turbulence, probably not a great idea. Now that I think about it, I'm sure it's done. I know they have that hospital plane, whatever, but don't sign me up. I don't want to be that guy. Anyways, we just have this kind of wall in the back corner to detail up, I guess, which means I'm just gonna again place more overhead cabinets, more storage. We're gonna get some more defibrillators in over here, and it should be good. Again, not too crazy. We'll get a heater. I do need to get a heater. We'll throw some other silly stuff in here like flashlights. Do think that's important. And also I should probably add some seating. Seating would definitely be nice, like just some jump seating on the wall or something. So definitely do that. I guess maybe we are detailing it up a little bit, but we're just not using paint blocks like I'm used to. So it feels less detailed, but not really. Also, I might go back and change the floor. I kind of think a checkerboard floor in here might be cool. But here's our heater, and that is pretty much the last thing we're going to add to this. So let's get all of that hooked up. That reminds me, we got to do some lights quick too. But we'll get that hooked up, and we'll get our lights hooked up, and then we will just spawn this into the overworld. All right, so we're in the air, we're flying. I'm going to just throw an alt in and my gyro on, and we're just going to let this thing fly into the horizon. So just make sure this is all good to go. Try to get our landing gear up. I did mess with the landing gear a little bit, so you can see the sequence is a little bit different now, which I think it looks great. But enough of that. I'm just, again, I just wanted to kind of show you guys some gameplay. We still haven't really put a lot of instruments into the dash, but that's all right. The landing gear there's another good angle of it folding. And the back hatches will close there, but yeah, guys, I'll hop out of the cockpit real quick and we'll walk around. We'll check out some of the stuff we built today. But that is pretty much all of the work we got going on today. The dashboard is going crazy because of the dial and the key, so don't worry about that. That'll go away. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this one. If you guys made it to the end, again, thank you so much. I say that in all my episodes. Really appreciate it. That helps out the channel quite a bit. So I really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it with the support on this build lately, and I'm sure you guys are excited. I know I'm excited for it. So I'm working away at it. We'll get it done. But real quick before I let you go, we'll go check out this medical facility, and then I will say our goodbyes. And you guys can see it looks pretty good in here. I like the little windows, and not too complex, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this one. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this series, you like this build, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Come back for more, and I will catch you all in the next episode. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.